Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today we're going down into the Shadowsea to look at Zaniah Outlaw Queen. And this comes to us from AntiMatter Games, and I want to say that originally she was a character in somebody's comic or something like that, but this is the newer version. I owned her once upon a time, back when these models were first getting released from Dragonblood Miniatures, and they didn't have any kind of game-related stat cards or anything. But she's now officially part of the Shadowsea game, officially and fully. As you can see, she's got all of her stats, all of the blocks there, and information about her weapons and stuff on the back. Big thumbs up to AntiMatter Games for going to the tarot-sized cards for these stats. It's very nice. It's got all the stuff you need. There's plenty of space to read it. You even get a little blurb about them there, which is pretty cool. And I just really like AntiMatter Games. I love Shadowsea. I love Deep Wars. They're very unique. They're very cool. And they're pretty reasonably priced if you're interested. So these are typically about 30mm models. Let's get her zoomed in there. And I always like this pose. It's very much, you know, the kind of very Frazetta-like, standing on a rocky outcropping. And she kind of has her blade tucked behind her shoulders like so. I'm going to actually keep her in two separate pieces just so I can get the paint back in there and get everything done neat and nice. For some reason, this always reminded me of one of the sisters from an old anime, Neo Ranga. I don't know. I'm really tempted to paint her with the red hair and the white robes, but I gotta say, I do like the original paint job on her as well. So let me grab some human models and we'll see how she scales up compared to them. Well, I said I wasn't going to glue her, but I obviously am full of myself and couldn't help it and went ahead and did it. Funny thing, before I was building our princess here, no, queen, she's an outlaw queen, not an outlaw princess, I kept thinking to myself, oh, this would have been so much better in resin. And you know what? I had the worst time getting this stupid pair of hands on there. It just did not want to cooperate with me. So finally I just gave up. And the nice thing was the metal was pretty malleable, and you can see that there's a nice little gap there, and it's still falling apart on me, and I'm getting super glue all over my fingers now. Awesome. Anyway, besides that, I really do like the dynamicism of the sculpt. She's kind of going in a lot of different directions. She's not just like a flat model in any form at all. Another nice thing about all the antimatter models is they have a nice structured integral scenic base with just about every single figure that just kind of pops right into most of the lipped 30mm bases. And she scales pretty well with most other models on the market. So you're hanging with the GW Malifaux and Privateer Homeboy here. Putting a GW model in the mix as well. And because I have them handy, we got a Mantic Gorilla Man-at-Arms, old school Man-at-Arms. So they scale pretty well. Funny thing though, I don't actually own any painted Shadowsea or Deep Wars AntiMatter Games humans. I've got plenty of Fortune Hunters painted for Deep Wars, but they're all in big suits of armor, and sadly they're all about the same size as her too. She is a little bit taller than the average person, but you know, she is supposed to be a queen, so take that with a grain of salt. I really do feel like she reminds me of Neo Ranga. The more I look at that big crazy ornate weapon and its fancy handle, the more I feel that might have been an inspiration. So I'm going to see if I can find where the actual character comes from, because I know there was supposed to have been like a webcomic or something that she was originally based on, or maybe that was the other figure. There's another evil queen model that I believe was related to this, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, take a look at AntiMatter stuff. I'm going to put a link below for their webpage, for their games, and they're really interesting stuff. So, with that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching. Bye-bye.